Hidden in this sleeping bag, midday in the centre of Birmingham, lies a homeless drug addict, ignored by all those who pass by. He's one of an estimated 200, just in the city alone, drug dependent with nowhere to live.
This is a place which is just outside of the public gaze, although not far because it's just in the middle of this roundabout.
The addicts congregate here almost daily to inject. Birmingham has a double crisis. The homeless figures are high, and so too are the number of drug-related deaths. I can see here then, there are the spoons.
This is a spoon that hasn't been used, and it says clean works better, which is a terrible thing to be reading in a place like this.
Dr. Judith Yates is a retired GP. She often comes across her former patients here on the streets.
We've found that more people are dying. Drug-related deaths have risen for the last 4 years. They were coming down until 5 years ago, and they're now going up each year. And it seems as if everything is adding together.
So they gave you this? That everything includes homelessness. Mark's story is typical. We found him holding a sodden duvet cover, his only protection from the elements. How much sleep did you get last night?
2 hour kip.
2 hours. So where are you going to go and sleep now?
Right now, I nearly fell asleep at McDonald's with a hot chocolate, but
you got thrown out?
Yeah, threw me out. That's what I mean. Like, you try to get.
There's nowhere for you to go, is there?
There's nowhere to go now. Nowhere to go. As soon as you get your head down, they move you, and that's what happened last night.
Can you find somewhere to live?
Well, I can go into like hostels and you talk to the people and that, but nothing gets sorted because you're so busy with your addiction. You're so busy trying to keep yourself alive and surviving that you never get yourself sorted out.
The city's mayor has vowed to sort it by turning policy on its head. To get a home, addicts have needed to commit to a rehab programme. It hasn't worked in Birmingham, it hasn't worked elsewhere. So the mayor wants the home to come first and rehab to follow.
Paul, what's it like to be homeless?
What's it like to be ignored?
Philippe Bonnet has been on Birmingham's streets as a drug outreach worker for years. His clients number around 200.
Should we rehouse people first so then we can look after the drug issues, or the other way around, or what would you think?
Housing first, because once you've got a solid base and foundation, you can build on that. So housing first, then treatment, and then people will go into treatment because then they've got somewhere to go back to, and haven't got to go back to the environment that people are using.
His world also threatens to ensnare those not on drugs. Roxanne, a victim of domestic violence, has found herself trapped in a vicious cycle. She says she's not an addict, not disabled, doesn't have mental health problems, and so not a priority.
What do you think of hostels?
I've been in a hostel before, and it is such a big pressure because everyone's on drugs and alcohol, and if you're not, they expect you to be. I mean, I'm having people knock on my door at 4 or 5 in the morning asking me for £2-3 so they can go score. Mm-hmm. That ain't helpful to me.
Their world's a mess. This spot by a city centre car park shows just how drug litter is on the rise.
A lot of the reasons why drug litter happens is because people are publicly injecting, and the reasons why people publicly inject is again linked to housing and homelessness.
So drug consumption rooms, or shooting galleries as they're known, are back on the agenda. Safe places to legally inject.
If you walk around Birmingham city centre now, I'm afraid you'll see people sitting in the doorways with leg abscesses and weeping ulcers, and I have colleagues who are nurses who are trying to dress these things in the street. If we had a safe consumption room or a drug consumption room, people could be seen in a quiet, clean place, and it would help. We wouldn't have everywhere where they have these places. This doesn't disappear completely, but it becomes much less.
The everywhere she talks about is Europe, where there are now 90 established safe spaces for drug users. The UK, which a decade ago toyed with the idea, has none.